So here you can see the apple tree, and you can see there's apples on the ground if you look carefully. Well, what I discovered here, I thought the wasps were being attracted by the apples that were on the ground, because you need to pick these apples. They're getting heavy now and they're starting to fall off. But as I looked, I discovered there's wasps flying all around me right now. That there's a wasp nest here. Look at that. And it's a big wasp nest because you can actually see the nest. If you look in there, look at that, there's the actual nest. Look, it's a huge one. Like, that's a... you could eat. Look at all the wasps going into that nest. I know it's a bit hard to focus because it's dark. There's a big contrast now, but look at all the hundreds and hundreds of wasps. And they're bouncing off me now, warning me to get back, but they're not upset because they've seen me here all summer. I haven't done anything on them. But at this time of the year, it's actually seems to be kind of in a piece of wood, and it's half paper and half wood, but look, it goes in a good bit. Like, we're looking right into the nest. Look at the amount of wasps coming and going, and if we can see the face of one of the wasps, we'll know what species, because each species has a distinctive marking. The common wasp, which I suspect this is, has a black anchor mark on its face. Looks like a pendulum hanging down, or an anchor. They're not doing any harm to anyone. In fact, they were going mad eating the large white butterflies. They were taking the caterpillars, which is great. But there's a lot of them here. So I'm back where the wasp nest is now, and it's a bit later in the day, and this is just to make it easier to see because the light was it's going to get bright again, but just to get a better look at these wasps. Now they're flying all around me, you can see them. I'm being buzzed. They're not being aggressive, and most of the time they're not aggressive unless you threaten them. Now, as you can see, they're right around me here. They won't sting. They do have a nest, but they won't sting unless they feel threatened. So the nest is on the other side of this tree here. You can see it pretty well now. It seems to be, it's either a hole in the ground, that a rat burrow or something like that, or it's timber that's sort of holding a space open behind it. And what I just want to do is have a look at their faces to see what species they are. Well, I thought they might have been German wasps or tree wasps, but I've had a good look now at some of the stills I've taken of the nest, and I can definitely say they are actually common wasps, which are of course the main one, and they make the biggest colonies by far. And so the nest could be absolutely gigantic, so you would have to be careful, but just, you know, reasonable, nothing ridiculous. I'm in their line of flight right now, which is why they're flying in and flying out, and you can see them behind me here. But other than that, they're completely safe. So long as you don't harm them, they won't harm you. And you see these ones flying here very close, but they don't sting. They won't go and attack you for no reason. If I went over there and started doing something, yeah, they would sting. But while I'm here, even though I'm close to the nest and there's a few hundred of them, they're not annoyed. But one thing I always carry, and it's very useful, is Coca-Cola, or any of the colas or soft drinks. The acid, I say Coca-Cola because I just find that one the best. The acid in it is extremely strong, but orange juice as well. If you get stung, just pour it on immediately, because the sting, see, these ones actually ran into my face, but the sting is actually an alkali that wasps use, whereas bees use an acid. But because it's an alkali, that means that it can be neutralized by anything acidic, and I find colas are the best, or anything at all. Like any soft drink is usually pretty good, but the more acidic the best, and the Coca-Cola I find is extremely acidic, and so it works like magic. If you pour it onto a sting, it literally feels like magic. Like 1 minute it's there, or 1 moment it's there, and next it's just gone. The sting is completely gone. So if you do get stung, that's what you can do. But here's the tree, and the nest is right behind the tree, and that's just to show you that, like, I'm standing here, I haven't been stung at all so far. But no, they don't necessarily perceive you as a threat, but they are letting me know they're here. I'm being buzzed. And just remember, soft drink acid on a yellow jacket sting will neutralise it. It won't work on a bee sting, and it won't work on a false widow sting, because they are also acids, but it will work on an alkali, and yellow jackets use alkali in their stings.